Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about the Kogan Dough My Fancia Aqua Foundation, which looks like this. This is one of my most recent foundation purchases, and I kind of just went on a foundation rampage. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was just like give me everything. Yeah, so this is one of the most recent ones that I purchased. It cost $62 in the US, but I purchased it when I was in Japan, and I got it for 4,900 yen after tax, and when you convert it, that's about 40 US dollars, which is a great deal. I mean, if you're already over there, yeah, but if you know, it costs a lot to travel, I was like, okay, anyways. So this is in the shade 113. You get 1.01 fluid ounces, which is pretty average. It's standard. And the one thing about this is that there are only 7 shades, so that is one of the cons. It does have SPF 25 in it and has PA++, so it will protect you against UVA and UVB rays, which is brilliant. So the objective behind the foundation is to give you brighter, dewy skin, as well as minimizing your pores and diminishing fine lines. It's supposed to give you a post-facial glow. So right off the bat, that will tell you that this is supposed to give you a dewy finish. It can be demi-matte if you powder it, because throughout the day your oils will come through and then it'll make you look a bit more luminous, or just dewy in general. This is formulated without parabens, mineral oil derived from petroleum. They specify that in the description. It's also formulated without synthetic fragrances, artificial colors, and they don't test on animals. What it is formulated with is what they call their T3 oil, which is a blend of jojoba seed oil, shea butter, and olive squalane. Very nourishing, it's very hydrating and moisturizing for your skin. Regardless of that, I do recommend it for all skin types, even oily skin, because you can just powder throughout the day, but the thing is, it will still look absolutely flawless. It does have sheer coverage. I am wearing 2 pumps today. I typically wear 2 pumps to get the kind of look that I want. The first pump, it will be ultra sheer, like it will be like a tinted moisturizer maybe, and then the second pump you'll get a bit more coverage, but I think I haven't tried past 2 pumps, but it does still give you a sheer coverage. It still gives you sheer coverage. You see your freckles shining through. You still, if you have blemishes, you'll see those coming through, so you might want to conceal those before or after, depending on what you used or how you like things. But I do really like it as a summer foundation because it is sheer, it is very luminous, and it makes you look amazing. I have worn this without primer. I've worn it without setting spray before, and it performs beautifully. It stays on all day. I probably wear, at most, I probably wear makeup for like 16 hours on like a long day. So for me, it has worn very well all day. And it wears even better with primer and with setting spray and powder. Like I said, you don't really have to powder it, but if you do have oily skin, I recommend you do that. I like to powder around my laugh lines because that's where it creases up the most. Regardless of what foundation I wear, it will crease around my laugh lines. But this one doesn't really crease as much, which I do really like. It's probably because it is very lightweight, it's very liquidy, it's very thin. I'm gonna like pump a small amount because I feel like I'm pumping $5 every time I do a whole pump. Yeah, so it looks like this, and it is very like water. You can see it running down my hand already. And whenever I went to go get shade match, they told me that it's best to do it with a sponge, dampened sponge, because it looks better that way. So I do use the sponge whenever I apply this. I find that it works really well. I actually prefer using the Real Techniques facial sponge for this because it's a bit more dense and it doesn't absorb as much product as the Beauty Blender does. So just to put it out there, you can use a brush if you want as well. but I've yet to use the brush. I really like the sponge application, so I'm kind of just sticking to that right now. In conclusion, it doesn't really crease too much, which I really like. During the days that I didn't wear it with any primer or anything like that, I noticed that my pores did look smaller. You know how it is whenever you wear some foundation, and it just makes your pores look so much more noticeable, and you're like, what is this? Like, what? Huh? So this does minimize your pores and diminish your fine lines. It won't like make them disappear, but you'll see them a lot less. You'll notice them a lot less, and I can attest to that even without using primer, because there have been days where I've completely forgot to put on primer. Like, I just slap this on and I'm like, oh wait, I don't have on primer. But I'm not gonna waste the product because it's expensive. So I've noticed throughout those days that even without primer, my pores and my fine lines, they do look a lot less noticeable. Don't find it being the least bit dehydrating for my skin. Like, my skin doesn't feel dry throughout the day whenever I have it on, and I noticed that, and I know especially because whenever I smile, I do have like fine lines around my under eye bags, and with this foundation they're not as apparent compared to other ones. Like, spoiler alert, but I did purchase the Born This Way foundation and I'm feeling okay about it, but I do notice that my fine lines show up a lot more with the Born This Way foundation. So I've been able to weigh the two, because a lot of people have been raving about the Born This Way foundation, and then I recently just purchased this one, so obviously I'm doing some type of comparison between the two whenever I wear one on one day and one on the other. And the Born This Way, I feel like it emphasizes my fine lines and pores a lot more than the Aqua foundation does. So that's just one thing. It does wear very nicely. It's nice and lightweight. I don't have to worry about it. Like, it does transfer, I will say that, but I don't have to worry about like feeling like I have on a heavy face, because whenever I wear this, I just feel good. It makes me feel pretty and glowy, and like I just feel like, you know. And I always have a good day whenever I wear this. Yeah. Alright, so bottom line, would I recommend this? Well, there are a lot of pros to this, and some of the only cons I can think of are, 1, the price, and 2, the shade range is pretty filthy. Not filthy, but it's sad. So if they do come out with more colors, hopefully they do for their Western market, then yeah, totally recommend it for everyone. But the thing is, they don't have all the colors for everyone, or they don't have deeper shades, which is kind of it's sad. But I do highly recommend this foundation if you're able to get your hands on it. It is such an awesome foundation, and right now it's like one of my top foundations. Like, it is one of my top foundations. Okay, I don't have that many foundations, but it's one of my top. Like, it's one of my absolute favorite ones, and I don't want to wear anything else. I do recommend you go get foundation matched if you can, or shade matched if you can, because that would be very important. I did purchase 112 in the moisture foundation at one point, and that was way too light for me. This is 113. It's still a bit too light. I could go a bit darker, but I think this will be okay, especially for winter time. All for this review. I hope that you enjoyed this and you found it very informative. I really hope that it helped if you were just looking this up to see if you wanted to purchase this. So I hope that this review helped. If you liked it, if you found it useful in any type of way, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye!